Hi everyone, Rania from IKN. So when we're talking about movement at IKN, and especially movement of the limbs, what we want is good quality cooperation and interaction between multiple tissues and structures, and not necessarily high levels of strength, because strength is context dependent. We want movement that just has the right amount of strength, that allows the individual to estimate the right amount of force necessary, right, or just enough, because that allows us to adapt to other stressors that we're inevitably going to have to encounter with real-world movement. Because typically when we're working with clients, all they know is weak versus strong, and weak is bad and strong is good for them, but that's not necessarily the case. So they want to go from 0 to 100 as fast as they can. So we need to alter our assessment and our movement strategies to be able to identify the client's ability to adapt and produce the right amount of force over a particular range. Okay, so if we use this circle as a reflection of an individual's maximal voluntary contraction, and on the edge of the circle we have 100% of their MVC, their max effort, that will be a high threshold strategy. If a client is using a high threshold strategy all the time, they're pouring all their resources into that movement, and that doesn't allow the individual to be able to adapt to other stressors that they have to contend with in the real world. Essentially, they become less robust. But what the research tells us is that we really only need 30 to 40% of our maximal voluntary contraction to be able to move in the real world. And so if we're moving at that range there, 30 to 40%, that allows us to exploit and take advantage of other tissues, to cooperate with other structures and systems to be able to share the stress over a greater surface area. And by moving at that range there and improving that ability, we enable the client to adapt to other stressors, other perturbations that we're going to have to contend with in the real world. And so this is essentially a reflection of how robust we are. If we're using a high threshold strategy, we become less robust because we have less resources to adapt to stressors. If we can take advantage of the client's ability to tolerate load at this range and improve its cooperation with multiple tissues, then we can make the client more robust where they can tolerate more load and improve their ability to adapt. Okay, so this is really the main concept that we use when we're thinking about movement from a rehab standpoint and also from an assessment standpoint at IKN.